there's a lot of like victim blaming and toxic positivity in the movement also. Like the law of attraction, Abraham Hicks talks about the victim of a robber wants to be robbed because they brought it into their life energetically. And of course, victims of more serious and heinous crimes think, like, oh, did I attract that? And I've already talked about this in a video. Like, I don't believe that we attract negative things because, hell, if we attracted negative things, do you know how much shit would have happened to me by now? I would have, like, been murdered because I have so much anxiety. And I used to think about, like, if I was in a horror movie, like, would I survive? I used to think about that all the time growing up. So, no, I think since negative stuff like fear, it's way more dense, and I think that we can't manifest that as quickly in our reality as something positive. Now, that being said, I believe manifesting the law of attraction is possible, but it's not the sole thing that it takes to bring it into our reality, right? So, we're co-creators in our reality with God. Like, God's not going to give something that he doesn't want you to have for whatever divine reason. We don't know the reason. You'll never be able to manifest something that God doesn't believe you should have. And there are, of course, other factors as well. Hard work, learning about a subject. Like, you can't just think, oh, I want $1 million, and then $1 million is going to be sent to you in the mail the next day. Like, it doesn't work like that. And some people simplify the law of attraction, make it out to be like that. See, a lot of these new age or influencers will prey upon people like who are at a hopeless time in their life, who are maybe really depressed, who want something that they can't quite reach, and this influencer will charge them a bunch of money to send them like readings and healings and all that, but it doesn't really help in the long run. It's pretty much just like a pyramid scheme. Like, the only real money to be made in the new age is by acting like a guru and taking money from vulnerable people, and it's just kind of like messed up in my opinion. There's like a lust, a materialistic lust within the new age movement too, because you're supposed to act like you don't need anything more than your means, right? That we need to release the ego, release materialism, and yet there's a big focus on like attracting wealth into our lives, and it's self-indulgent. That was another thing that pulled me away. Definitely meeting like some so-called gurus in real life was one of the number one things. I guess the number two thing that pulled me away. The number one thing is you have to see, this is where I'm gonna sound absolutely insane. Like, you have to be careful when messing like with otherworldly things, right? And I'm talking about like spell casting, I'm talking about astral projection. You have to be really careful. You can't do this all willy-nilly, or psychedelics even, that's like another thing that I can throw in there. You can't do this shit all willy-nilly, because like when you open a door, you're not the only one who can access that door. Does that make sense? So like through astral projection, you can get like demonic attachment. Now I'm not talking about the Christian demon. I think I talked about this in another video. But low vibrational entities from lower dimensions, like sleep paralysis demons, right? They can attach themselves to you when you go into the astral realm and you leave your body behind. These parasitical attachments can cause you more depression. They latch on to people who are already depressed. They cause more depression and chaos into your life. And getting one of these attachments after a traumatizing experience was like the number one thing that led me away from the new age spirituality. Like, even just crystals, like if you're gonna get involved with crystals and all that, you need to make sure you're cleansing them. I don't think like new age solely is the way. I think there are truths within the new age, just like I think there's truths within Christianity. I think like the reality is more complicated than we were told to believe. What? I got caught talking weird stuff on the camera.